learning to be careful. I realize that sometimes, you know, you gotta be in a whole different scenario or environment in order to see, you know, people's true motives. Sometimes it's almost like when you're in a fixed environment where things don't change that much, then you're not going to see people's genuine intentions and where they're coming from. So if you take them out of that controlled environment and you put them in a more variably different environment, then you'll get more of a genuine response out of them. It's almost like, let's just say, like, okay, take me for example. You know what I'm saying? Some people will only accept you if you're stereotypical. You gotta fall in line according to a certain stereotype in order to be like comfortably and well received within the eyes and the understanding of some people. And if you don't do that, then you'll be ostracized, like saying that, oh, he ain't cool. I'm not trying to be cool. Cool's is a pack of cigarettes, and they ain't cool. I'm not trying to be cool. I don't even smoke cigarettes, you know what I'm saying? People automatically assume, be like, yo, that's a black dude. He smokes cigarettes. They go like, hey man, you got a cigarette? I'm like, actually, I don't have a cigarette. And I don't plan on buying no cigarettes no time in the near future or the far off future. But what I realize is that because I have that, you know what I'm saying, determination about, you know, how I do certain things, that would just piss a lot of people off. Some people will only accept you unless you fit inside their box of expectations. But like the saying goes, do not be afraid to disappoint. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like too, like certain people, like, okay, like I had a joke. I was like, yo, I was like, when I was in my own line, you know what I'm saying, I wanted to do what I wanted to do, but I couldn't. You know, when I was on my own continent, you know, I was not content. I was not content on my own continent, so I left and I came to this continent to be more content. But then when I came from my continent to become more content here, there was more stimuli to make me incontinent. And where I would have been uncomfortable in my own country, I find out over here it's still a give and take. It's like one is not better than the other. It's just a difference in what your challenges is. And over here in America, it's almost like women is all over the place, which ain't nothing wrong with that. But the reality is that opposites do attract to a certain degree. And because of that, one can find oneself more incontinent when you're not on your native continent. But I mean, not always. I'm just saying it can be that way. You know what I'm saying? But me, when I'm realizing too, like I say, with me, I realized something going on. I was thinking about the word Kamu, Khamu. I'm learning stuff. Kamu. The Kamu is like the Chinese Egyptians. They would call the Kamu. And it's almost like the word camel in a way, like a camel. Like I said, they journey across deserts and faraway landscapes. I'll trade this all in for. With that being the case, though, I realized that you know, it's like Ham or Cam. I'm thinking about Ramses in a way, like in the sense that you know, it's like it was different dynasties. You know, there were different dynasties, and just even the use of the word dynasties. I mean, when I think about dynasty, I'm thinking about, you know what I'm saying, the old movies. You know what I'm saying? That's so stupid. Like I say, I'm the same way. If you don't fit inside someone's stereotypical box, then they don't know how to take you. They won't know how to receive you or to take you. You know, so like I say, a lot of times I'm real standoffish. Like I stand off. Like I don't really say a whole lot. I am always saying a whole lot. I say a whole lot, but I won't really direct it at anyone. It'll be like just in general. So to me, I get to a certain, you know, point of my understanding where I realize that the best way to see what somebody wants to do is to allow them to do what they want to do. Let them do what they want to do, because if you stop them from doing what they want to do, then you'll never know what they really want to do, and then they'll start doing it at the wrong time. Let them do it ahead of time. That way you'll know who you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Like, say there's some dude, okay, say we gonna all get on this ship, and we ain't gonna make no stops for the next 5 light years. And then on the way there, we didn't screen people. So with us not screening people, we got to a certain point where it's like, you know what, man? This dude over here was in a crowd, And he was acting like he was going to not have no problem with not eating meat. And we didn't got him on the damn ship. He over here looking at people like he want to eat people. So we want to let everybody do what they want to do. And that way, when we get on this ship, like the daggone Nebuchadnezzar, like on the Matrix, where we all eat gruel and oatmeal, we want to know who's going to be satisfied and content. We don't need no extra glitches in the Matrix. We don't need nobody else coming up with the unforeseen variable, changing things off from what we've already, you know what I'm saying, foreseen or anticipated. So with that being the case, I'm more so of the kind of person where, like I say, I'm hard-headed to a certain degree, but I'm honest to a fault. So with that being, you know, the way I am, I realize that it's best to go ahead and do that. But then when corrections can be made, you make those corrections. You make those corrections according to your understanding and the proper specifications, and you do that non-stop. You don't never stop doing that, ever. And see, that's where I'm at right now. It's almost like everybody's running their own race. Some people are on the inside track at the back. Because the inside track is shorter, they appear to be behind, but they're not behind. They're just placed where they are to make it fair with everybody else on the track, because there's limited space. That's why I said there's only gonna be 144,000, because you have giants. See, if you have a whole bunch of people and everybody's about 30 feet tall, and they're on a planet the size of Earth, you can't put a bunch of 30-foot tall people on, you know, you only get 144,000 on that planet, you know what I'm saying? But if you got smaller people, you can get more people. So I'm like, when they say 144,000, I'm like, well, why is it so few? Like, why only 144,000 out of the whole population? Because these people might be of a different size or stature. Or it might be like on DBZ where Goku was training on that planet with King Kai. Like, yo, this planet is not going to be able to hold all of them. So if we do bring a limited amount, it'll be where it'll have the same capacity or the same proportions of a huge planet, but it'll be smaller people. Like on MIB when they had it was a whole planet around the necklace. The whole necklace, the whole dang, oh shit. It was a whole galaxy or something. It was in the necklace. You know what I'm saying? It was in there. And it was like, well, you know what? You mean tell me? Yes, it's called a microcosm. Dr. Seuss had that on Horton Hears Who. He was like, there's a whole world on a speck of dust. There's a whole world. And like I say, I don't want to go into the ins and outs of that, but those are for, you know, we're all working towards a common goal, but we're not gonna all get there at the same time. So that's not the objective. The objective is that it's like those who make it to the end, those who endure to the end will be saved. So it's about endurance. I realize too, like somebody can be like, well, hey man, if you'd came out better, if you'd made a right on this street over there, I mean, look. But no, things work better when they're well suited to your common sense of how you think. Some people are more oriented. We used to play that game called Gauntlet. You had a barbarian guy. His whole thing was like brute strength. Then you had the wizard. His whole thing was like incantations and spells. Then you had the archer, the elf. He was a thief. And then you had the Valkyrie, and she was all around. She did everything. The Valkyrie, she did everything. Like everything. She did everything, which meant that she was more well-rounded, and she had a shield. And I'm gonna get me a shield. I'm gonna get me a shield and a gas mask. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I'm gonna get me a gas mask. I'm gonna get me a shield and a gas mask. A gas mask, you can get a cheap gas mask like $69. I'm gonna get me a gas mask because I'm really appreciating, you know, air and the capacity that I realized that it's so many cars on the road. It's too many cars on the road, and it's like the air quality is poor. So cars are addictive in the sense that once you live in an environment where everybody is driving around, you won't have the proper oxygen to maintain the health required to walk. So that puts you in a repetitive cycle of having to keep on buying these cars. And these cars, I mean, we don't have no gas for that. We have a limited gas supply. Vladimir Putin cut off gas to 80% of Russia. And those are his neighbors. I'm just saying, if he cut off 80% of his own European neighbors, then what does that say about us? That just basically means that we gotta find an alternative means or a green solution. Green energy, like, you know, like solar energy or like wind energy. you know what I'm saying, hydroelectricity, another way of doing it. And see, with that being said, who's to say, if you ever had a car that overheated, that pressure buildup, that can turn a turbine, that can generate electricity. But it has to be focused and intended to do that with the proper constituents and components required to make that car work. But if you don't do that with that intention, sometimes the intention is to actually drain the resources, but that could be a positive thing, like saying that if I get you to drain all your resources, then that means you'll be forced to do the right thing. You'll have to do the right thing. It's the right thing. So it's like, it might seem like it's this, that, and the third, but it's actually for a positive cause. And I realize that now. I realize that now with every word that I speak out of my mouth, that I don't really know anything. And because I don't know anything, and I actually say that, that means that I know something. But there's some people out here, they will never tell you, I don't know. I tell you in a minute, I'll be like, no. It's easy to say yes, but it takes strength to say no. Anybody can say yeah. I'll be like, hey man, you want a cigarette? Oh yeah. Hey man, you want a drink? Oh yeah. But it takes every bit of strength in you and determination and willpower to say no. They be like, hey man, you want a piece of chicken? You know you want a piece of chicken? Like, hey, a piece of chicken? I'm like, I don't want it. Like, yeah, you know you want a piece of chicken, y'all? It's got the nice little crispy Crisco golden fried crust on it. And it's got the Colonel's 11 herbs and spices. You know you want a piece of this good chicken. You know you want some. I'm like, I don't want to. Like, you know you want some. I'll tell you what, if you get the chicken, I'll throw in a mashed potatoes and gravies. Like, I don't want it. Like, well, you know you want that chicken with the gravy. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you what, I'll give you the gravy, and you just get the chicken. You just pay for the chicken. I throw the gravy in with it. You'd be like, I don't want the chicken, I just want the gravy. Be like, nah, the gravy, and potatoes is free, but you got to pay for the chicken. But you can't get that unless you get the chicken. So it's just different hooks to it, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like my man was saying, it's different hooks. But with that being said, though, I just wanted to go ahead on and just get that, expound that. Just even conversing like that, it actually helps me organize my thoughts, you know what I'm saying? To the degree where, and I gotta start sitting down more. I don't sit down. I don't sit down enough. I gotta start sitting down more. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna leave it at that, and I'm gonna go ahead on and do a part 2 because I'm at 12 minutes. Peace.